Before you meet with a team member to do the extraction and document what it is that you're doing, there's a few things you can do to just help them get their mind in the right place. Mindful that you're going through this program, you're thinking about systems every single day and watching the videos, and you're getting into the groove of it. Whereas some of your newer team members, as you go on this journey with them, they won't have any of that extra visibility. So, what are some ways that we can prime them to make sure that they're going to give you the best output when you do meet with them? We have a pre-extraction form that Ivan's shared in the chat there. This is just something getting team members to fill that out prior to meeting with you, just gets their head in the game. What is it that we're going to be documenting? What are some of the key steps? Are there any particular logins that I need? Is this going to be an overview system or a subsystem? They're not even going to know what an overview system versus a subsystem is. So again, you'll need to start to determine some of that stuff as the pre-extraction form comes in. Another real key thing that we do is a team member video. The reason in a couple of the earlier sessions I got you to meet with your buddy and practice walking through the critical client flow and talking about it is because that's the step before you creating a version that we can send to your team. I'll include a link also to the script for this video, but one of the homeworks for this week will be to record a video that's less than 10 minutes long that says, hey, we are heading down this track of systemization. Here's why it's important to the business. Here's why it's important to you. I'm going to make this really easy for you. Here's a quick overview of the critical client flow. Here's some of the systems we're going to capture. You might see your name next to some of these systems. I'm going to ask you to fill out a pre-extraction form before we meet. We're going to book it in, and then we're going to do the extraction. There's a few ideas there with the pre-extraction and the videos and sharing it with your team that help to prime your team so that they're receptive. And you'll also start to get an indicator who are going to be the challengers and who is going to be accepting. You might already know that, but sometimes as you're starting to change culture and capture process, team members will reveal themselves as some that are going to challenge this change and make it hard for you. And why do we have to do that? Why do we have to change? Why do I have to meet with this person? Why do I have to document? All that sort of rubbish will float up. And then there'll be other team members that will get on board with this. So part of this priming of the team members is to identify that as well. We might shift gears here. I wanted to take a couple of questions and also really throw over to you, James. Yeah.
Yeah. So just something on that, because I've had the opportunity to see lots and lots of people have a go at making these team videos when we're doing the Catalyst program, but also I've helped clients do it when we're doing a concierge in their business. And one of the ways that we've actually approached it more recently is I've been doing two different videos to try and break it up a bit. And we've treated like one to be a bit of a call to arms regarding systemizing, and the other one to be more so about priming someone before they go into an extraction session. And one of the things I really want you to think about with these bits of content that you need to create is you want to get as much leverage out of these as possible. Okay, so you want them to last a long time. If you can make a video that you can use for 5 or 10 years, that's amazing. And when you do create these videos, I actually try to pare back talking about individual people and things like that. I talk about, and I also try when I talk about the call to arms, I try not to reference like a point in time, like we're now starting to systemize the business. It's more so talking about what's important to us. In the first video, and the shorter you can keep these, the better, I usually talk about an update for the team, and I'll briefly share the CCF. And I like to talk about why systems for me, like, or why systems for the business from your perspective as the business owner, and thinking about what your business has been like in the past and where you want to take it into the future and the importance of leaning into systems to get there. And then start to also drip in why for them. Why would it benefit them to be part of a systemized business or for them to be involved in that systemizing process? So that call to arms, just keep it punchy, and it's just a quick, easy way that you can onboard your team to the idea of being part of a systemized business. The second one is when you get into that knowledgeable worker priming video, right? So that's when you really want to go into a bit more detail about showing the CCF and even sharing the systems assigned sheet and saying, hey, you might see your name on there. But this video, it's all about de-stressing it for the knowledgeable worker. Think about the spectrum of different people that you're working with, and you've got some people who hold a lot of knowledge, and you need to almost start dating them and courting them and going, hey, so we're actually going to be going down this process to start picking some of these things out of your head. And you really need to get them on board that this is going to be a win for them. Okay. This is where you need to go into detail about explaining that pre-extract form, helping them understand what does a good pre-extract form looks like, because you want to make sure when you get that pre-extract form back from that knowledgeable team member before you get into an extraction that you actually get a good result. You don't have to go back and forth and back and forth. But probably the main thing, the main purpose of that video is de-stressing, making sure that you communicate to that person that's going to watch that video, hey, we're going to do all the hard work. We just need to find out from you how you do that particular task so well, and we'll do all the rest. All right. And the shorter these videos, the more watched, the more chance they'll be consumed and appreciated. I just want to lean into a very big lesson, though, that I learned from doing the Catalyst program, because again, I watched a lot of these videos. You've really got to put some effort into thinking about how these will land. Okay. You need to put your marketing hat on. Okay. You, as the business owner or as the systems champion, you need to be thinking about how am I going to make sure this lands well for the person watching it. Okay. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you some two ends of the spectrum. Let's pretend I'm doing that call to arms video. Okay. So, hi, I wanted to talk with you all about systemizing. It's a new project we're going to be doing with the problems we've been having lately and some of the inefficiencies we've been seeing. We really need to start getting this sorted because it's costing us a lot of money. And I really need to make sure that we can start being a lot more efficient with what we're doing. And because the mistakes are really, it's causing us a lot of problems. If you're doing a video like that, think about how that's going to land. Okay. If instead you go, hey everyone, I just want to update you on something I'm pretty excited about. I want to start looping you in because it's really important to us and I think it's going to make your life a lot easier. And that's what this is all about, making your life easier such that you can do your best work and really enjoy your time that you spend with us at insert business name. If you look at the two ends of the spectrum when you're making these videos, you really need to think about making sure you bring the energy, because you want your team to be excited about this. You want them to go, oh, I'm actually a little bit curious. This is piquing my interest. You need to try and generate that because you need these videos to be a win. All right. I think Dave, was it last week you shared about getting comfortable in front of a camera and you shared like a screenshot of your first video. Like there's a video of Dave singing to like serenading his wife at his wedding. So he has a lot of practice with doing this. And I haven't put my first video up on YouTube, but I can guarantee you it was shocking. Okay. So please be intentional when you're making these videos.
Just a heads up, that clip was taken from a session in our Systems Champion Certification Program, which is the world's first and only program for systems champions to help you build a systems culture and develop an AI-first approach and roll it out inside your organization. To find out more, head over to systemology.com/systems champ, and I'll see you in there.